We like to think that who we are today is who we're going to be tomorrow. We like to think that we're always going to be the same person, that our goals and ambitions and the way we feel about life isn't going to change. But truth be told, it's always changing. Truth be told, it's always a moving, shape-shifting, form-shifting part of us, right? Like, not even part of us, the pieces of us are like that in general. Something I read 5 years ago for the first time, roughly, and have understood even more so over the past 5 years, in reflection over the past 23 years, the entire time I've been alive, is that everything is transient. Everything is always in motion and moving and changing. Like, nothing ever just stays the absolute same. And so it is in that very, very own same regard that we must learn how to have gratitude for our presence, for our day-to-day life, while also having detachment from it being that exact way. The idea of it all being a gift. It's been talked about in Christianity before, and I used to have it on my board. If you guys have been watching for a long time, or if you go check out my old videos, you'll see it. It's back there on my board behind me, my old desk in my mom's house. It's all a gift. This very idea, again, plays into the same concept that your presence, your livelihood, the fact that you are here today is more than you could ever ask for. No matter what your life is, no matter where you're at, no matter what environment you're in, you're still alive. It's still better than being in the ground. Now, I know we get caught up in the different weird ways to feel about life in modern culture, and it's like, is it better than being dead? Right? Like, do I really want to be alive? The kind of silly things we say to ourselves, but and that sounds dismissive or not caring, right? I get it. At one point I felt we all live to die, so what's the point of living anyway, right? That kind of pointless existence kind of mindset. I was that way in my teenage years, especially in the middle school years. I was very much depressed. I hung out in a dark room all day long after school. And I was very unhappy. I was very unconfident, very socially anxious, very depressed in general. And in that time, I wasn't very reflective. I didn't look at the reasons why I felt that way. I was just, one, following along with what my friends were doing, two, but also just very dissociated. And I've talked about this before, like, before you really jump into life, especially nowadays, a lot of times we are dissociated. Like, in simple terms, and what I mean by dissociation is just not being completely associated or engaged with life, with your journey, with where you're at in life as a whole. Your spirit not being alive within something that you do, right? When we say get into the spirit, right? Get into the spirit of it. What does that mean? I've talked about that before as well. Like, what does it mean to get into the spirit of something? Well, it's one and the same with that same kind of concept of your livelihood being where you're at, what you're experiencing. Be appreciative of it all. Get into the spirit of something simply meaning allow your spirit to gravitate and to gravitate towards what something that you want to get your spirit into is of. And that statement in itself is very much reflective of the human experience. Like, we're always getting into the spirit of something, yet we don't really realize that in popular culture. We don't realize that everything is about our consciousness. Like, we're constantly permeating our world with our consciousness and subconsciousness, the observer. Always observing things into reality. That's the quantum side of things. But to bring it all back to what I started with, everything is always transient. So you might see, if my explanation is doing any sort of good here, how things are all connected and tied together. Again, we're always transient. Everything is always changing, even our brain. And until we die, our brain is going to change. We are learning to fire and wire our neurons together day by day by day. Yes, it slows down as we get older, but we're always changing in some way or another. We're always either getting better at the things that we've always done or trying new things. But I've learned a slight bit about it the other day. As you get older, you must get into new things that challenge your mind. That is, if you want your mind to live longer. If you don't want the gray space that is in your brain to shrink as fast as it does as we get older. And so it's that journey of learning. It's that journey of always being a student. That's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps us our true self, or at least allows us to work to find and appreciate our true self. Because you can imagine a world where none of us are really in the spirit of anything we do. You look around at popular culture, and that's a lot of a day-to-day, the week life. Going to work whatever job you have just to come home and not have any energy for the things that you actually want to do. Does that sound familiar? So my friend, as this game of life plays on, and as your life continues to change, get back in the driver's seat. Get back into that position in life that allows you to change your directions and choose which way you're headed. And appreciate the journey for all that it is, because truthfully, it could be over tomorrow. The notion of live today like it's your last day. To me, it's funny. It used to mean party hard, right? I used to think that before I went into a party when I was a teenager. I used to think that before I'd smoke weed on the weekend. But truth be told, it's about appreciating your existence, appreciating all the opportunities that are around you and making light of them, doing something with them, making it better for yourself or someone or another. I've said it before, many of others have said it, gratitude, true gratitude is action. So take those actions, take that step, move into the unknown, find yourself in a new situation, make new friends, learn a new skill. Develop yourself in a new way, because brother, that's the way we truly live. That's the way we truly figure out who we are meant to be. Live your spark. Live heart lit. You guys, love your life, man. It's up to you. No one's going to do it for you. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.